Hi, and welcome to another edition of CMS Forex News. I'm Christina Robinson, and today is Wednesday, February 20th, 2008. Starting in Australia, the Westpac Melbourne Institute Leading Index decreased in annual terms during December from 6.1% to 4.7%. On a monthly basis, the index declined 0.2%. In a second release, wages rose 1.1% in the fourth quarter, faster than in the third quarter. This is another piece of news showing inflation on the rise. The Australian dollar fell today to the U.S. dollar after it had climbed 5 straight sessions. However, as afternoon trading got underway in New York, the pair had bounced off support and had paired most of its earlier losses. The pound fell lower today, continuing its recent fall from 1.9725. The pair swung 125 pips before recovering in New York trading above 1.94. The dollar was boosted by higher inflation data that we will look at coming up. Minutes from the Bank of England show that policymakers are concerned about a slowdown in growth, with one member voting for a half-point reduction. Germany's producer prices surged in January. On the month, prices were up 0.8%, while the annual pace jumped to 3.3%. The higher-than-expected inflation complicated the picture for the ECB, which on the one hand wants to stimulate growth with lower rates, but is wary of letting inflation pressures build into the medium term. Consumer prices in the U.S. rose 0.4% for the month of January and 4.3% in annual terms. The results were higher than the consensus forecast and show that as the Federal Reserve has cut rates, inflation has picked up. The core rate, which excluded food and energy, rose 0.3%, its biggest climb since June 2006. Housing starts in the U.S. rose 0.8% in January from December's revised estimate. The annual rate of 1.01 million units remained close to the lowest level since 1991. Building permits fell 3% for the January period. With the housing market in recession, there are more unsold homes on the market, prices are falling, and foreclosures are on the rise. The data is not showing the market hitting a bottom. The euro-dollar reversed yesterday's gains, falling at 1 point by more than 100 pips. However, as New York trading progressed, the pair found support and paired most of its losses and was trading above 1.47 at 3 p.m. New York time. After starting the session weaker, the dollar-yen pair rose and tested Monday's highs. The dollar managed to hold on to these gains as it retreated in later New York trading in other currency pairs in which it had gained. One example is the U.S.-Canadian dollar pair, which had set a new high after losing ground overnight. The move met resistance near 1.02 and the pair fell, which puts it lower for the session compared to its open. Support for the pair is now set near 1.01. Tonight, Japan will release its All Industries Activity Index along with its trade balance for January. This is followed overnight by Swiss producer prices and trade balance data. The Eurozone will post current account information and the UK will unveil retail sales. Tomorrow, the U.S. will reveal weekly jobless claims, the Philadelphia Fed Index, and its leading index. And that's it for today's news. Join us again tomorrow right here at CMSFX.com.